What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another video today, and in this video we are doing the 20th installment of Retro Reviews. Today we're going to be reviewing my Gemini Jets 1 to 400 scale Delta Airlines Boeing 767-300 in the Ron Allen livery. This was my second ever Gemini Jets aircraft to enter my collection, and I fondly remember unboxing this all the way back in 2012. I think it was in the fall of that year. And I remember, because I think I had something really good happen that day as well. I don't remember what, but I had something really good happen that day. It wasn't this model arriving. It was something different, but it's not coming to my mind right now. So, let's go ahead and take a look at the box. And as you saw, this was released in late 2003, early 2004, the combined December-January releases that are not very common. So let's go and take a look at the box first. So, as you can see, we've got the standard Gemini Jets box for the time. Limited edition die-cast model, 1 to 400 scale. Image of the plane, the old Delta soft widget logo. Got the Boeing 767-300, there's also SkyTeam logo there. Made for collectors by collectors. We got the Gemini Jets 2 logo and your Boeing license disclaimer. I lost the plastic cradle many years ago, so that's why this box is completely empty. So I'll have to source out a spare 767 cradle to replace it. And there is the aircraft pamphlet if you want to see that. Pause to read it. And then we'll flip it to the back. This is a 2003 release, but I guess you can consider it a 2003 and 2004 release. About your collectible there on the left. I always love when they did that. I wish they'd bring that back. And then there's some Delta license disclaimers there at the bottom. There's the left side of the box. Item number on this is GJDAL 446. Bottom of the box, which has the registration, November 196 Delta November. Right side of the box, and the top side of the box. So put that aside and bring in the model. So as I said, this is my second ever Gemini Jet aircraft to arrive into my collection. And I vividly remember unboxing this model, and for as long as I've had it, it's still in really good condition. Now, the rubber tires on this aircraft have been worn out quite a bit. They've been flattened because, you know, I used to play with this like a toy when I was a kid, but not so much anymore, obviously. But otherwise, the rest of the model is in fantastic condition. Let's go ahead and get started with this review. Starting off at the front, we've got the nose cone with that red and very deep navy blue cheat line. Got the cockpit windows up there, excuse me. Got the 196 on the nose gear with the nose gear there, the nose gear door, of course, with that fleet code. Little SkyTeam logo ahead of the L1 door, which is right here. And then we have the full Delta Airlines titles, which has the regular widget on there. Now, on that Delta Flot livery, wavy gravy, colors in motion, whatever you want to call it, they introduced a soft widget for the time. But a little later, they would bring back the hard shaped widget, the sharper widget, which I think they called like the heritage widget. So they brought that back a little later, I think, because the soft widget was a little too simple for what they wanted at the time. There's the engines down there, which have a little bit of the dark red and the navy blue elements of the livery. There's some overwing exits marked there as well. And then we have the American flag here at the back with the registration November 196 Delta November. And then the beautiful Delta Airlines tail for the time, which also includes a little fleet number up at the top of the tail, which is what Delta has kept ever since. Flip it to the other side here, you can see one of the nose wheels is kind of broke apart, so not exactly the most ideal thing, but hey, what can you do? Luggage door up there on the front, and then there should be one in the back as well, and there is. And you can see all the other beautiful details, and there's also an anti-tail strike feature just underneath the tail. Zoom this out all the way, and you can see the underneath of the aircraft with the Gemini Jets logo. I did lose a wheel there. I forgot to mention that, but I did lose a wheel. Gemini Jets logo with that little stand hold, a very uniquely shaped one, because when I got the Widget 767-300 at Airliners International last year, I found out that the Dragon Wing stands fit perfectly with this, so thought that was a really cool feature. Then there's the top of the aircraft, which has a couple printed details, these two things there, and then the little beacon up there looking really nice. And you can also see the overwing exit markings on the top of the wings. So overall, a very nice little model here, and hopefully they do another one of these on the updated mold, because quite arguably this is a model that's very sought after. A lot of these heritage, or not heritage, these retro 767s for Delta, they are very hard to find, and I know this one especially is, so it's going to be hard to come across. So let's take a look at the aircraft's history. It first flew back in October of 1997 on the 23rd day of that month, and it was delivered right at the end of that month, close to Halloween, to Delta, and has worn all the liveries that Delta has had since this aircraft was delivered, which is the Ron Allen, which came out right around the time that this aircraft was delivered. It was that same year of 97 that the Ron Allen came out. It wore the Delta Flot livery, and then it is, of course, has worn the current livery. The aircraft is still active, but it has been, of course, fitted with winglets, so there's a good chance you've probably spotted one of their 767s, this particular one at that, 196 Delta November, if you have done plane spotting at Atlanta, Minneapolis, New York, Los Angeles, whatever airports that the Delta 76s frequent the most. And one thing I do want to point out as well is that this aircraft was reconfigured recently, back in October of 2023, so this aircraft isn't going anywhere anytime soon, which is good news. And that'll do it for this episode of Retro Reviews, hitting the big 2-0 and continuing the grind. With that being said, that is the end of the video. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next video.